Let's get physical. Hey everyone, welcome to Let's Talk Physical Media episode 20. I'm John and this is Matt. And this is the show where we just talk all things physical media for about 40 minutes to an hour. And that's exactly what we're going to do here today. But before we do all that, if you are a fan of 4K Blu-ray reviews, movie reviews, tech and game reviews, and shows like this, nothing helps the channel out more than by you liking this video and subscribing to the channel. So, Matt, how was your Christmas?
Pretty good. You know, not the most normal. Mother's side, where I usually go on Christmas Day, they canceled again, so I just kind of hung out at home. Actually, I went to see my dad, who I generally don't see on Christmas Day. That's a Christmas Eve thing, but I spent the day with him and my grandmother. We had dinner. It was nice. And I've been on vacation this week, and it's been nice, you know, not having to go to work.
That is nice.
Just been able to get everything I needed to get done and actually sit down, relax, play some video games. And I've been playing Gotham Knights.
Yeah, what did you think of that?
You know, so what was it? It was Dennis Cinema.
I think it was Dennis.
Right?
I think it was Dennis, right? Yeah.
So I think he was asking us when it first came out in October, and I was like, I'm going to skip it. So I ended up getting it for Christmas for my mother. We bought it on Black Friday for $30, and I got it for Christmas. And I dove into it. And I would say the first hour or so, I was like, ugh, this is really bad. I wasn't really liking it. It took a while to get into it, and then it just kind of, something clicked, and now I'm enjoying it. I've just been having a good time with it. And, you know, we are big Batman fans here.
Yes.
And the Arkham games are fantastic, and this really doesn't even hold a candle to those games. However, they're still fun. They're in the universe. We haven't tried the co-op yet. I don't think you've even played it yet. But there is co-op to those games, and I haven't tried that yet. It could be fun. You know, the way they set it up, once I kind of understood what was going on in the game, I'm enjoying it more, and I'm just enjoying my time with it.
Actually, that's pretty funny, as you got that for Christmas. And I got a bunch of stuff for Christmas that I'm going to review actually here on the channel. You guys saw our first edition of the Sony Classics 4K set that came out. That's 11 4Ks in there. I'm really excited to dive into that.
I got a bunch of box sets for Christmas. I got the Paranormal Activity box set. I got the Planet of the Apes 4K box set. I got the Lord of the Rings 4K box set.
We're reviewing that this month, the next couple weeks.
Yeah, that one, neither of us has seen the Lord of the Rings.
I've seen the Lord of the Rings.
Oh, you've seen them?
Yeah, I haven't seen them in a long time.
Oh, I've never seen them because there's only one.
Oh, you never saw them ever?
No, there's only one return, and it's of the Jedi.
Oh, wow.
So I'm finally diving in to Lord of the Rings one day.
Okay, well,
I have it on the shelf. It's there, so I will watch it one day. But I looked at the run times and it kind of scared me.
Yeah, that's the extended edition.
They're fucking like 3 hours.
Yeah,
4 hours. Some of them.
I know. Well,
who's got time for that?
I'm gonna make time.
You're gonna watch the extended edition.
I promised somebody on Twitter that I will review them, and I'm going to do that.
Well, can't break their heart.
No, I won't break anyone's heart. I won't. That's one thing. If you guys ask me to do something, I'm gonna try and do it.
Can I have $1,000?
Them, not you. You don't get shit from me.
Well, I'm gonna create a fake account.
Yeah,
and then request.
You think you're that smart? That's really funny to me.
I think you're that stupid. Actually.
No, I am not that stupid. I am actually. I've met a lot of people in my life. None have been smarter than me.
Weird.
Yeah, it is. You think at some point, statistically, somebody would be smarter than this guy.
Most. Yeah.
Most aren't. No.
Wrong.
So anyway, we will be reviewing that. I also got the Universal Monsters sets, both parts 1 and 2.
That.
Yeah, so I'm going to review those eventually. Might wait till Halloween. I don't know yet, though.
Good luck. I liked some of those. The Wolfman, the Frankenstein, the Invisible Man. Those are ones I've seen before. I haven't seen in a very long time. I'm afraid to rewatch because I remember them being okay to good.
They're very dated, but I watched The Invisible Man again last year, which is my favorite out of those. Although I have never seen the original Zorro or Phantom of the Opera. I've never seen
Zorro.
Zorro. I don't know why I said Zorro.
The costume is so sexy.
What?
I can't believe it, man. She takes advantage of me. She's like, oh my God, you look so sexy.
But I'd never seen the original Phantom of the Opera, but I imagine that's pretty good. But The Invisible Man from 1931, I want to say, I love it. I think it actually holds up really well. I like it more than the Invisible Man that came out a couple years ago from Lee Winnell. But Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein are great, and The Creature from the Black Lagoon I like. But Wolfman, which is weird, is probably one of my least favorites of those. And it's weird that you like that one that much.
I'm just saying I saw it. I don't remember hating it, but again, it's been... I don't know. I watched them with my dad a long, long time ago. so I can't remember.
See, that's why, like, on my letterbox, I didn't rate the Lord of the Rings because I haven't seen them since I was in high school. So it's like, it's not fair for me to give them a grade because it's like, it's been a very long time.
Yeah.
You know. So.
No video games for Christmas?
No video games for Christmas, not one single video game.
I thought we agreed on getting Evil West.
I figured I'd just buy it digitally whenever we decided to play it.
Okay, yeah, because I do want to play Evil West.
I want to play Evil West too. That's more something our style of game where it's just very linear. That's why we both really loved High on Life, which you finally finished.
Yeah, High on Life was fantastic. And a little story about Evil West. I gave my mom a specific list. She got everything on the list except Evil West.
So did you have to buy that yourself?
She boned me. Yeah. So I'm waiting for a sale on that one. Because again, I'm playing Gotham Knights. I'm playing. I just started the new Tales from the Borderlands.
Did you get God of War?
No.
No. Wow.
I kind of want God of War also, but again, I'm not going to pay full price for that either.
Well, I won't pay full price.
On that one, at least. Just because I'm not a huge God of War fan. I didn't love the I know it's great if people love those games.
I love the remake. I wasn't a big fan of the PS2 ones, though. That was more like that hack and slash style that I was just like, it wasn't my thing. But the remake that came out on the PS3, I believe, or was it the PS4? No, PS4. I loved it. Thought it was amazing. Definitely.
Yes. I did get the new Ratchet and Clank.
Ooh, I heard World Apart?
Yeah,
Rift Apart.
Rift Apart, yeah. Rift Apart. Yeah, yes, I got that. I haven't started that one yet.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Yeah, that was. I didn't really get much else as far in the 4K region except for those sets, and I've only watched one, which was Orlando, which I loved, and you can watch the review right there, I believe. So if you want to check that out, and I'm going to review every single one in there. Matt probably will hate all 11 films.
Yeah. That's your job.
But there was only one bit of news this week, and it actually came in right after we filmed last week's Let's Talk, and that was from Rico Lopez told us that Kino Lorber is putting out Face Off on 4K. How do you feel about that?
Shotgun that review.
What do you mean?
I want it.
Oh, is that what that means?
Shotgun?
Yeah.
You don't know what shotgun means?
No.
What? You don't know what shotgun means?
I know it in the sense of drinking a beer.
Shotgun a beer, yes.
Yeah. I don't know.
So if you, and somebody else was walking to the car, I'm driving, and that other person calls shotgun.
They sit up front, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I don't understand in the context you're using it.
I shotgun that review. I want it.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't fucking know that was what that meant. Yeah,
I call it.
Okay, that would have made more sense.
Same thing.
Okay, fine. You could do that review. Maybe we'll do it together. I don't know. We could just do, because I love Face Off.
Well, I know, because when we buy the stuff, whoever reviews it keeps it.
Yeah.
I want to have that on 4K.
I just watched Face Off.
I'm a Travolta guy. So.
Yeah. I just watched Face Off literally 2 months ago, so of course it got announced for 4K. Holds up great, by the way. Love that movie.
Yeah, good one.
I can eat a peach for hours. So there's really not much else as far as news, and we have a ton of questions to ask. So this week is really going to be...
Shotgun ass.
I can't believe you... Yeah. So this week is just going to be mostly Q&A stuff because we have a lot to talk about. That's why you see 4Ks all laid out here on the counter. So let's just dive right into that.
Questions.
Yes. Questions.
Questions.
Like questions. This is my favorite part of this show.
What, the questions?
Yeah.
Well, that's my favorite part too. I love the Q&A. That's why I want to dive right into it. I love it. Really gets to
I would love to have an event. Like we'll sell out an arena.
We were talking about
like
this.
Kevin Smith does.
Well, we were talking about this. I was going to save this more for when we talk about our 1 year show. But like eventually, like as we keep growing, we would love to do like a meet and greet or. Like maybe we start a Patreon and like we do like watch-alongs with you guys. But eventually, when we do get big enough, we rent out like a bar and like everybody who wants to come like meet us, we all just go hang out and like maybe we'll put a movie on or something like that.
Put a movie on in the bar.
Yeah, I don't know.
Fucking idiot.
We'll do a live Let's Talk and we'll watch a movie together. I don't know, just ideas I'm kicking around, as Let's Talk grows.
We'll hit up Kevin Smith and see if we can use the Smod Castle in Jersey.
You think he'd let us?
No.
No. You really don't think that if you reached out to Kevin Smith and he somehow finds out who you are and you tell him how big of a fan you are, you don't think he'd let you use his castle?
He might, let us pay him to come there and then he's going to come on stage and talk.
Oh, well,
like he's going to just steal the spotlight.
Well, if Kevin Smith wants to interrupt us, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, that would be cool, yeah.
He can interrupt us all he wants. So he can interrupt this video right now. I'm going to let him sit down.
Speaking of that, the Always Sunny podcast, Danny DeVito fucking knocked on some random person's door on accident.
He couldn't find it.
He got the address wrong and went to somebody's house.
Imagine Danny DeVito just knocks on your door.
Tonight is your night, bro.
Yeah, we took selfies.
Yeah, and then he shows up. Danny DeVito took over that podcast too. It was really just him telling stories.
We're talking about the Always Sunny podcast.
Yeah, we're big, like we've said before, we're big Always Sunny shirt. I'm actually wearing my Honey and Vinegar shirt.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
I just got one of those too.
Yeah, my wife bought one for me and Matt. Well, they sent us two of them.
They didn't think of me. They just got it was easier to give it to me than return it.
And there's a story behind this. So you see this Indiana Jones 4K set right here. So about 3 years ago for Matt, I bought Matt a gift for Christmas. We never exchanged gifts, Matt and I, but we thought, okay, we'll exchange gifts this year. Matt said he saw something in the store and he thought of me, and I thought, okay, I'm going to get something for Matt. And I was like, you know what, Matt probably doesn't have. I asked him, he's like, oh, he doesn't have it. He doesn't have the Indiana Jones. Now, this is before this 4K set, so that was the definitive edition at the time.
Nice hard case.
Yeah.
And notice it's in perfect condition.
Yeah. Matt has still not opened that or watched that, even though that was a Christmas gift from me about 3 years ago.
So we've spoke about this. I leave everything sealed until I'm ready to watch it, to preserve it, to keep it in immaculate condition, which this is. Because it was a gift, it's in fantastic condition. Basically, arguably, still brand new.
Yeah, and you know what? Why do you even still have that, Matt? Why don't you tell them the truth now?
And actually, how does that rip inside the seal? So this might have been resealed at one point, but I don't know how they sealed that up and left that rip. But I did upgrade to the 4Ks, which I have not watched yet either.
So you'll never watch that?
I'm not a huge Indiana Jones guy. I don't really love the Indiana Jones movies. I'm going to try it again, but I figured if I tried again, I might as well do it on 4K.
It's unbelievable. So that literally is a gift that served no use at all.
What do you mean? It filled up my collection. I had Indiana Jones. I didn't have to buy them.
You didn't, but then you eventually did.
And then I eventually did.
Yeah, which bothers the shit out of me.
Why? Did you build that Lego set I bought you?
We're not here to talk about what I did with your gift. We're here to talk about what you did with my gifts.
So neither of us used the gifts that, at least mine was out on display. It was logged in my collection. It was there. I was not looking to buy Indiana Jones because I knew I had it brand new on my shelf.
Oh, okay. I guess that's fair. All right. Well, let's dive into the first question, which is from, let's see, Mario Moore. Most raunchiest movie that John and Matt have ever seen. Well, let me just tell you, that's my answer as well. Now, raunchy could be something completely different.
You know what? We're not going to tell them anything.
Yeah. Just
Guys,
watch a Serbian film.
Check out a Serbian film. It actually is made very, very well.
That's the scary part about this entire movie.
It's a well-made movie. There is subtitles because it is a foreign film. It has a great score.
Yeah, the score is awesome.
Awesome score, and it's a pretty good movie overall, with the exception of
the plot?
some mature content. We'll say that.
So if you're familiar with the show Let's Talk, you know that we have a guy who writes in a question almost every week named Uncle V.
Yes.
And he's the person who told us that he wanted us to review that. Now, we didn't know we knew Uncle V when he requested that, so we thought we were doing something for, a new fan or new subscriber of the channel. So we're like, we got to do it for them. We're a new channel. Let's do a Serbian film. We had no idea what the fuck this was. Let's just say we went on a journey with this movie. I'm going to go to my grave thinking about this movie.
Yeah, this is pretty interesting. It's
so that's definitely our answer. But there's been a lot of raunchy movie I've seen. I was thinking of Waiting. I thought that movie was pretty raunchy when we first saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Waiting.
Don't you?
Dane Cook and Justin Long.
Yeah. Ryan Reynolds. It's I can't believe you went to Dane Cook before Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. I forget. And Ryan Reynolds is like a big part of that movie.
I'm pretty sure he's the lead. Oh no, Justin Long's the lead.
Justin Long.
Yeah.
I love Justin Long.
Justin Long is great. Still kicking around. He was just in Barbarian, which, spoiler alert for my top 10 films of the year, might squeak in at the bottom.
Really?
Did you watch it yet?
Nope.
Fucking asshole. That's another movie that needs a physical release, though.
Yeah, not a big streamer.
Right now it's your only option, though, because we still haven't gotten that.
That means it's not an option.
You're just going to close it off?
I forget.
Yeah.
When I only log into like a streaming service when I'm trying to kill some time, I'll put on a TV show. I don't sit down and be like, all right, let's watch something on streaming.
Oh wow! If I need to watch something like, I'm right now I'm trying to but watch all the movies before the end of the year that came out in 2022. A lot of those aren't physically released yet. So what am I supposed to do?
Not watch it.
Not watch it.
Wait for the physical.
But what if, like, some of the stuff, like, right now, I'm going to review, well, at this time, the review would have already come out because it's Saturday, but White Noise, only to Netflix, who knows if that's ever going to get a physical release.
Yeah, I don't know.
So you would just eliminate that forever?
It's just, they fall to the back burner for me because when I go to watch a movie, I'm going to look at my shelf and I'm going to look at these discs that I paid money for instead of searching Netflix.
No, I get that. Speaking of which, it has nothing to do with this, a little off topic, but how are you enjoying your Tarantino watch through?
I am having a fucking awesome time with my Tarantino watch through.
Right.
I'm filling in some blanks because I've actually never seen the Kill Bills and Jackie Brown, which I just watched Jackie Brown last night. Great movie. Where do I put that in my Tarantino? I so far I think it's number 3.
Well, yeah.
Because Reservoir Dogs is awesome and Pulp Fiction is just fantastic.
Yeah, Pulp Fiction is going to come out still number 1, I think, at the end. But you never did see Kill Bills, and Kill Bills for me are at number 2. I love them.
Yeah, I'm excited. That's next up on the list because I just did Jackie Brown. Great movie. I like Jackie Brown a lot.
Jackie Brown is...
Man, fuck that shit. I ain't finna shoot nobody.
I ain't saying nothing about you shooting nobody. All you gotta do is hold on to it. They'll get the idea.
great. I always find De Niro's performance in that to be just unique. I don't see him usually playing like a slob like that, like kind of just like a burnout.
Yeah.
Pretty much, you know. Samuel Jackson steals the show in that movie.
That fucking ponietail and the little goatee thing.
Oh, that movie is so 97. The amount of Kango hats in that movie between him and Pam Grier, just a ridiculous amount. Did you recognize Robert Forster from Breaking Bad in there?
Who's that?
He was the older guy, the one main guy, the bail bondsman from Max Cherry, from Cherry Bail Bonds.
Who's he in Breaking Bad?
He's the cleaner at the very end. He's the guy you go order the vacuum from, and he's the one who sets you up in the new place. It's the very end of the show.
I don't remember.
It's
been, 15 years since Breaking Bad ended?
It's been probably 7.
7, same thing.
15 years. It started in 08.
Same thing.
Okay, all right.
I can't remember what I had for breakfast. You want me to remember Breaking Bad from 8 years ago?
I'm just saying, I remembered it. I haven't watched it either since. Oh no, I did watch through it one more time. All right, moving on to our next question from Lorenzo Harris, Man of God. Would be interesting to know both of your guys' top 5 favorite 4K films of all time since the format began back in 2016. I know it would be tough since there have been so many great releases since then, and it was very tough.
Extremely tough. So, with these questions, it's what are we really measuring? Are we measuring the disc quality? Are we measuring the packaging? Are we measuring the movie itself? So, I just I went with 2 out of 3, or some of them are 3 out of 3, because, all right, so we'll go with RoboCop on 4K.
Where's mine? Because I know I have that on here somewhere too. Oh, yeah.
So, you're an idiot. Packaging.
RoboCop's up.
Yeah. Packaging, fantastic. A+, 10 out of 10. Arrow Video, fantastic work there. Mm-hmm. All the extras it comes with, amazing. The movie itself, amazing.
Dick, I'm very disappointed.
Sure, it's only a glitch. A setback.
You call this a glitch?
This book alone.
Yeah.
My God.
The scan itself, amazing. This is a great 4K. This is what 4K is. This is the definition of 4K right here. To take old movies and make them look better, make them sound better, and just make them better overall, and then give the collectors just something to collect, something to hold. Look at that. This is just, like that.
No, this is in my top 5 also. So, yeah, I don't know where I'd put that, but that's in my top 5 also.
There's no specific order here. And
no,
now
do you have a favorite? I didn't pick a favorite either, actually.
So I'm going to cheat.
Okay.
And I'm just going to say these Batmans on 4K.
You picked the whole set, huh?
Yeah, I'm just going to go sets.
Okay.
Because the 4K set, it's one SKU.
Mm-hmm.
There's only one barcode, I think. I guess that was on the paper that got torn off, but look at that. It's a steel box that holds 4 steel books. Come on.
Yeah, that's the thing that bothers me most about, because when I ordered this is what I was expecting, was that.
Oh, the tin?
Yeah. What did I get? Cardboard with a bend in it. That's been there since I got it. Wasn't
Yeah,
even my
so,
choice.
and these are good 4Ks, the Batmans. All the Batmans are great 4Ks.
I think Batman Returns, I told you, I think is the shining star in that whole set, but Batman Forever, I'm sure looks great with all the neon. I'm sure it pops.
And how can I not talk about 4K sets without talking the Jurassic Park set?
Oh yeah, that is
'Cause
a nice set.
This is what, the 25th anniversary collection? Who doggy?
So, actually, funny story, I've noticed now because Universal did the Universal Monster set, they all look like this on the inside.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because Alfred Hitchcock, same thing, they got like the
Now-
sleeves.
This exact set is available on Groove right now,
Yes, it is.
which is crazy to me.
But well, this goes into that theory that you had about Groove, that they must get like some overstock from Universal or something.
Because I would assume this is out of print. It's a
It
limited
is, and you
edition.
can buy the 5-film set, or 6
Well, the
film.
6-film set, but you
Yeah.
could buy this one too. But, oh, come on, guys. Look at that.
It is amazing.
Look at that. You kidding me?
Clever girl.
Oh, my God.
Just I wish all the movies were as good as like that beautiful box.
But they are.
Well, one's good. The first Jurassic Park is good.
Well, pretty much all 5 in here are good movies, so.
2's awful.
Not right.
So, because we have a Spielberg question in there. Spoiler alert, The Lost World is my least favorite Steven Spielberg movie.
That's crazy.
Absolutely. I don't like that movie
So
at
The
all.
Matrix.
Oh, yeah, you picked...
That's in there too.
Oh, I thought you were just picking the whole Matrix. I thought you're gonna pick 2 and 3 also?
No, just The Matrix, the
Oh.
original.
Okay, good.
The
Thank God.
original Matrix. But I just grabbed the whole box set because it's a beautiful little box set there. Awesome 4K. So when I first started,
I'm gonna grab the stuff.
when I first really adopted the 4K format, I said, I'm not upgrading anything on 4K. I will not do it. I already have them on Blu-ray. There's no reason to upgrade to 4K. And this is when I was naive.
Yep.
So John was like, get the Christopher Nolan Batmans. They're worth the upgrade. So I finally caved, and I ended up buying the Matrix box set, the Batman box set, the Jurassic Park box set. I have the Christopher Nolan Batman box set, and something else, all in one shot. That was my first jump into 4K.
Did you eat that week?
No. No. Actually, remember, that was the week you had to come over, and because I was upstate. Remember, you had to come and take it out and
Yeah.
put it in the garage or something for me?
Because it was snowing or something, right?
It was summer.
It was summer.
Yep.
So what am I thinking of?
So those were like my first jumps into 4K. So I guess those are kind of my favorite 4Ks, and then I guess I'll round it out with Jaws because this is also an amazing 4K, and I just love this little box set that they give you. And there's a ton of extras. There's the documentary on here. Again, Jaws is just such a
It's
amazing
funny
movie.
because you skipped right over one that I thought you were going to pick because you literally bullied me into buying it, that you love it so much.
What's that?
Back to the Future box set.
Oh yes, Back to the Future box set. I have it right here. This is also an amazing box set. These are fantastic looking 4Ks. We got your nice...
See what I mean about the Universals?
Yeah, it's nice though. I wish they were all like that.
I know, they are nice.
They're super nice. And I think they should... other studios should take some notes.
It's like an actual book. I love that.
Yes.
They do a great job.
But that's those are, I guess, I'm cheating. You
Yeah.
know? So those are some of my favorite 4Ks of all time.
So I took a different route than Matt. I didn't pick any box sets at all. I just picked individual discs. And you saw RoboCop. I also picked Apocalypse Now, which is always really cheap, which blows my mind because it's beautiful. Like, look at this.
Yeah.
You know, and you get every edition of the movie, including the new edition that came out with this. So that's awesome. You also get Heart of Darkness, which is the documentary about the making of this movie, because I don't know if you know how long this movie took to make. It took years.
No, I don't.
Like a lot of... Harrison Ford's in this, by the way. So
Is he?
Yes, he is, because Francis Ford Coppola is the director, and he's friends with Spielberg and George Lucas and that whole friend group that they have of amazing directors. But George Lucas and Spielberg are like best friends.
Right.
Anyway, getting off topic. So that would be a choice for me. Had to pick a Christopher Nolan one because he's one of the reasons I went to 4K is because of Interstellar. I love this movie. It might be my favorite Christopher Nolan movie now. I'm not 100% sure. It's really hard for me to pick. I love Interstellar. I told you the story about the first time I watched Interstellar, right? So,
Over Batman?
yeah, actually, I think I would put this in Inception over Batman, and that would be Batman Begins on my Nolan list. But we'll save that before Oppenheim, or Oppenheim. I don't know, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. His new movie coming out this year, when we rank all his movies. But for now, Interstellar is number 1, and this 4K is amazing. If you know Nolan, he makes beautiful looking movies. So just imagine how good it is on 4K. Although this is the start of the Nolan making the dialogue too low on all his mixes. And really topped out with Tenet, where sometimes you can barely understand what they're saying.
You know how you fix that?
What?
You get a Sonos.
Sonos Beam review coming pretty soon. Just found that out because somebody here decided to pick one up.
Yeah.
Okay, and then on my list as well is Days of Thunder. Now, I think this is one of the most underrated 4Ks because I think a lot of people blow Days of Thunder off. And
Great movie.
I love Days of Thunder. It's my favorite Tony Scott movie. I love this movie so much. And this is an amazing 4K and has one of the best soundtracks you'll ever hear in your life. Is this an Atmos track?
Might be.
Might be. I can't tell. I think it is. It says Dolby Audio. But either way, it sounds incredible powering through your speakers. I love this. So this is in my top 5 also. And then last but not least is a very recent addition, and I love this. I love this so much, and that's Roadhouse. Yeah, it's not my favorite of 2022, but anyway, I love this box set. And I actually went, and speaking of which, I went and listened to that Kevin Smith. And,
did you?
Yeah, loved it. Found out that Dalton's first name is James. His name is James Dalton.
How?
I don't know. Kevin Smith said it.
Oh.
Should I take his word on it?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, he said it. He said that was like, hey, it says...
How does that work? It plays the movie and it's just them talking over it?
Yes, and I don't watch a lot of commentary tracks for this very reason. It takes me out of the movie because they're talking the whole time and they put their volume way up compared to the movie's volume.
Yeah.
But if you do want to learn a lot about the movie, it's a very good tool.
Yeah.
But, I prefer to, trust my own mind. But I did want to hear them talk, and it was really funny.
It was.
You would like it, yeah.
Yeah.
You absolutely would like it.
Yeah, wait, one day.
Yeah, that's the commentary track you should check out. I think you'd love it.
Yeah, maybe one day while I'm gaming, I'll set it up on the monitor.
Oh, it's perfect. You just listen to it.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's our top 5 favorite 4Ks of all time. I hope we answered your question.
I hope we didn't leave anything out because I
Again, Lorenzo, this was really hard for us to pick just 5. I was standing in front of my shelf. I started this morning looking what is it going to be? I don't want to forget this, and then I had to now, I did what Matt did. How much do I love it on top of how good it is? It's a combination of things. I would love to put
And there's others that I would really like to add, like the Halloween 4Ks from Shout Factory are awesome. That the Friday the 13th are Blu-rays. That big Blu-ray box set. The American Werewolf in London by Arrow Video. That's an amazing little set they put together there. There's just so many. Is
it too early to put Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs in there? Because those are 2 of my favorite films ever, and their 4Ks are just huge jumps.
Yeah.
It's really hard to pick 5. Because that's when I really started getting the collecting. Like you said, 2016 the format started. I started it in May of 2017, so I was early in the 4K format, and I love it. That's why we have a channel about it, because I think it restores film to the best it could possibly ever look. So hopefully we answered your question, Lorenzo. And moving on to Stuart George's question, favorite Spielberg 4K films. So my favorite Spielberg film of all time is obviously his best
Jaws.
film, E.T.
You said best.
I did say best.
Which is Jaws.
No, it's going to be 1982's E.T.
No, it's going to be Jaws.
All right. I have that 4K, but it's not his best 4K.
It's going to be Jaws.
All right.
Jaws is his best movie, followed closely by Jurassic Park. Then, bringing up third place would be E.T.
Okay, well, his best 4K, it's not E.T., it's my favorite of his films. His best 4K is actually The Last Crusade from Indiana Jones.
Okay.
It's a beautiful looking 4K. Also, my favorite Indiana Jones movie, so maybe I'm a little biased, but I did think that this was a gorgeous 4K.
I haven't watched those yet.
Yeah, no, they're honestly, all 4 are great. Just Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is an awful, awful movie. Just letting you know. Where's my Close Encounters of the Third Kind?
You bought me that awful movie.
it's in a pack.
Yeah.
What other movies?
This actually really looks like a nice set.
It is a nice set, Matt. And it was a thoughtful gift, because I actually put thought into getting it for you.
It is a thoughtful gift, and I love it. And it's still sealed perfectly.
It is. And just quick runner-up, a lot of Steven Spielberg's movies are on 4K. Schindler's List, I love this movie. It's very hard to watch, though, obviously. War of the Worlds, I just picked this 4K up this year. Movie's all right. 4K is nice. And one of I think his second best 4K, behind The Last Crusade, is Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Why is that thing so thick?
Because it's got every cut of the movie in there.
Digital code.
Oh, yeah, if you see it, it's for you, because I'm not pulling it out right now. And yeah, look at that. Look how many discs are in here.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was on 4K.
Hold on, there's even, look, see? There's a disc right there, too.
Wow.
Oh, I love this 4K. This is also my second favorite Spielberg movie, behind E.T.
That's crazy, because I watched that movie, and it's not...
Close Encounters? Well, which cut did you watch of it? There's a bunch of different cuts of this movie.
I think I only have I only have the Blu-ray, so I'm not sure what cut it was.
Yeah, my top
There
three...
was no aliens.
My top three Spielbergs are E.T., Close Encounters, then Jurassic Park.
Well, the real Spielberg list would be Jaws, Jurassic Park, E.T.
You know what movie doesn't have a 4K release? Ignoring your wrong list right there. Minority Report, which I really love, doesn't have a 4K release, which is weird. Or AI. Those would look really nice in 4K.
Right.
So, I don't know. And you still haven't seen Ready Player One from him, which is also really good.
That's Spielberg?
That's Spielberg.
Interesting.
He made that the same year he made The Post. Spielberg loves to put movies out in the same year. It's weird. Like Schindler's List came out the same year as Jurassic Park. And Schindler's List won the Best Picture that year.
Over Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park was not nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars, Matt.
That is insane.
Okay, well, I'm not going to start debating with you about what the Academy Awards does.
Well, they just like bad movies, apparently, because Jurassic Park, it should have been #1 that year.
1993? Yeah, no. I mean, like,
What else came out better
The
than Jurassic
Fugitive.
Park? Better than Jurassic Park.
The Fugitive's better than Jurassic Park, absolutely.
What?
In 1993, yeah.
Crazy.
The Fugitive?
Jurassic Park?
The Fugitive.
Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, Tommy Lee Jones, Harrison Ford. You know, yeah, you're not making a good case for yourself here, I feel like.
The T-Rex.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree.
Those special effects.
No, it's definitely a more important film, but if you're asking me my favorite film of 93, I'm going to tell you The Fugitive, probably. You know?
Samuel
Or
Jackson.
True Romance.
Come on, Jurassic Park.
Samuel Jackson's in True Romance.
Clean sweep.
Well, that's our answer for our top 4Ks from Mr. Spielberg, one of the greatest directors of all time. Which actually I think is going to lead into this question. What are your top 5 favorite directors and favorite movie from each? Well, my favorite director of all time is Mr. Quentin Tarantino. So Matt, grab the Pulp Fiction 4K, will you, and show them that, because that is my favorite film.
Because Quentin Tarantino is also in my top 5 favorite directors as well.
You gotta have an opinion. I mean, do you think that God came down from heaven and stopped that?
But I guess John probably likes him more than I do.
Love him.
Yeah, but this Pulp Fiction 4K, oh my God, this is beautiful. I just watched this the other night, and what an upgrade! What a disc! What a movie! This is just great movie.
I love that movie.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, so yeah, Tarantino would be my number 1. My number 2, Matt, I don't think has ever even watched a film from him. Spike Lee's Malcolm X would be my favorite from him, and Spike Lee is just a phenomenal director. I mean, he made this, Do the Right Thing, The 25th Hour, Inside Man, so many great movies from Spike Lee. Clockers, just amazing. I love him so much, and yeah, this box set from the Digibook from freaking Criterion, amazing. All right, tell him one of yours.
In no particular order, I'm just going to go with the stack that I have here. Wes Craven. And I think I'm going to go with Scream over Nightmare.
Really? Okay.
I think so, yeah. I think it overtook Nightmare.
Is it because that 4K is so nice? Because that's a
big
big
upgrade. It is a
upgrade.
great 4K. You know, we got Elm Street here, and then just out of frame, I have a poster of this. And I love Scream. Scream is one of my favorite movies out there. Wes Craven, he's got a very long list of movies that I love. You know, all 4 Screams, the Nightmare movie. I liked My Soul to Take a lot. What was that other one that we liked that we just watched recently from Wes Craven?
Oh my God! With the freaking guy from the X-Files.
Yes.
Starts with
Shocker.
Shocker. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great one too.
It's kind of a shock we forgot it, don't you think?
Jesus Christ!
Think?
Yeah. Yeah. Wes Craven, awesome. I just imagine if Wes was still around today, the things we would get. Maybe not great, but who knows?
He did make Cursed, which is unfortunate.
But I think his last movie
That
was My Soul to Take, right?
Yes.
Was, right? And that was good. I liked it. You
Oh,
didn't watch
did
it
that
yet.
come out after Scream 4? Because he did do Scream 4.
I think it was after Scream 4.
Okay. Yeah, no, I still haven't watched that, but I did buy it.
Movie.
It better be better than Cursed because you did
Definitely
force me
better
to
than
pour
Cursed. It's definitely better than Cursed. And Cursed was not as bad as John says it is.
That transformation scene is awful, Matt. And I watched a lot of transformation scenes this year because I was watching a lot of werewolf movies, and I saw a bunch.
The Howling was way worse.
No, are you kidding? The Howling is good.
No.
It's not as good as
American Werewolf in London.
Oh, that's
is
the
good.
best one. Yeah, no, I can't debate you on that. But The Howling is good at least.
All right, so next director.
All right, so my next director is, I don't have a movie actually sitting here with me of his, but it would be Martin Scorsese.
I forgot Martin.
The director of one of my top 10 films of all time in Goodfellas.
Me 2 times, who got that nickname because he said everything twice, like...
I'm gonna go get the papers,
And I just rewatched The Wolf of Wall Street. He's made so many great movies, starting with Mean Streets and Taxi Driver, Raging Bull. There's just so many of them. The Aviator. I can go on and on about how much I love Martin Scorsese movies, but
Forgot Martin.
between Goodfellas and Casino and
Casino.
it's just there's so many. He doesn't have many
Irishman.
of his. Irishman is recent, although I didn't like Irishman as much as you did. I watched
like
it.
The Irishman.
I know you do. You actually, that's one of the rare Netflix Criterion movies. I'm not really in a rush to run back and watch that movie, if I'm being completely honest.
Oh, I haven't watched it. It's still perfectly sealed on my shelf, just like the gift that John gave me.
Unbelievable.
In perfect condition.
But yeah, Scorsese's still making movies. He's got a new movie coming out in 2023. I think The Curse of the Flower Moon. Leo's going to be in it. Jesse Plemons is going to be in it. So yeah, the guy just still cranks out movies. Still good movies. Like The Wolf of Wall Street and Shutter Island are not that long ago, and this guy was putting out movies in the 70s.
Great movies.
Just like Spielberg.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. So that would, I guess, you just kind of...
Transition for you that you didn't pick up for.
Yes, I did. I was looking for that word. So, yes, Spielberg, Jaws, Jurassic Park, E.T. Come on. Spielberg is a god among cinema. Oh, my God, we forgot Lucas, too.
George Lucas?
Yeah.
Yes, George Lucas isn't a good director.
Star Wars?
Okay, he didn't direct all of them. He only directed one and the prequel trilogy.
Okay.
So he directed Episode 4 and the prequel trilogy.
Pretty much the best.
Man.
4 is not the best?
4 is one of the best, but
Yes.
I don't think it's because of his direction. If you wanted to argue with me and say that George Lucas is a great storyteller, I would say, yeah, he's a great storyteller.
Yes.
He's a great producer.
Well, see, we're looking at we're coming from different angles.
You know, because
here.
he did produce these.
We're looking at favorite movies
And their
who directed-
directors.
Yes. So, and then it's like, all right, so did they direct anything else you like? Yes. All right,
Well-
so I like that director.
Well, he did, like, Lucas only really he didn't direct too much. Like, he directed Howard the Duck and fucking American Graffiti and THS 1136, you know.
Yeah, whatever.
So I don't think he'd be even close to my top 20, if I'm being honest.
That's a little crazy.
And this is favorites. Like, it's very different from best, because you'll notice I don't have Stanley Kubrick in my top 5, but I think Stanley Kubrick is one of the best to ever do it.
Good. You're next.
So next, speaking of directors that are just really, that I truly, really love, and this is going to be weird saying it, but I don't care, because I love just almost every movie he ever puts out, and that's Tony Scott, and my favorite film from Tony Scott is Days of Thunder. Now, Tony Scott directed many movies, and I'm going to rattle a bunch off for you right here. And Days of Thunder came really close to True Romance, which I also really love. He also directed the first Top Gun movie, Enemy of the State, Man on Fire. Like, this guy fires on all cylinders for me.
Great movies, all of them.
Yep. So, for me, Tony Scott is just really one of the best of all time. I love Tony Scott.
I agree with that.
So I love him more than I love Ridley Scott, his brother, who made Alien and Blade Runner, which I both really love. So
I'm going to switch gears,
Okay.
and I'm going to go Kevin Smith.
all right.
I just grabbed Jay and Silent Bob. I think this is my favorite Kevin Smith movie. You know, the original Clerks, fantastic. We got Clerks 3 over here somewhere. We got the new Clerks 3. We were just talking about that and something else. But Kevin Smith is just awesome. The thing I love about Kevin Smith is like, so for example, when we went to go see Clerks 3, we went to a theater with Kevin Smith and we watched the movie. Then he came out and he does Q&A and he bullshits for 2 hours or 3. You know, sometimes it's longer than the movie. And it's a great time. You know, he really cares about his audience. He's got a very core, specific audience. He's not a huge audience, you know, but for like an independent filmmaker to come this far and make stuff, you know, John, you love Kevin Smith also. I think he's great.
Yeah, I actually, it took me a long time to come around on Kevin Smith like Matt did. Like, I loved like a lot of his movies, but Matt was watching them every year. He was going to live shows before me. He was listening to the podcast. And I was just like, you know, he's a good director, but he wasn't for me. And then really when we did the watch for this year, I was like, holy shit, no. Kevin Smith is for me. Kevin Smith makes some great movies. I mean, Dog was my favorite, which is just really upsetting because I can't get it on Blu-ray. And you would think that my cousin, who supposedly loves me, would give it to me for free.
Yeah, that's crazy. I love it too. But the thing is, like, you're not going to get Spielberg or Scorsese on a podcast. You know, I can go on the YouTube or podcast and I can listen to hours and hours and hours and hours of Kevin Smith just bullshitting and talking. And, you know, no other director is like that, in my opinion.
No, I completely, 100% agree with you on that. Yeah, no, Kevin Smith. So then my number 5 in my top 5, and this one might be a little bit hard to believe, going back to one of my 4Ks, that would be Interstellar from Christopher Nolan. So
Nolan, yeah, he's up there for me too.
There's only one Nolan movie I don't like, and I have to revisit it because I haven't seen it since I saw it in theaters, and that's Dunkirk. The rest of his movies are just firing on all cylinders for me. Even The Dark Knight Rises, you know, like most people are like, they don't really like it. I'm like, it's not the best in the trilogy for sure, but it's still a good movie. You know, even like Insomnia, that's a good movie. You know, you get just from the beginning with Memento. I mean, he did one movie before that.
Memento is great.
Yeah, Memento is awesome. And then even The Prestige I love with Hugh Jackman and Christopher, what am I trying to... Christian Bale. Bale. I couldn't pull Batman's name.
Good for you.
Yeah. That was a good Bale. Good Bale. Yeah, I loved pretty much all of his movies. Like Tenet, I love Tenet. Like that's one of my...
I need to revisit Tenet because I don't know what the fuck I saw.
Well, that's literally all his movies. Like Inception, people still don't understand Inception. People will always question Inception. And I think that's on purpose. I think Nolan does this stuff on purpose to mess with you.
Something to talk about.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's give him something to talk about.
I don't know. I've had a sore throat for a week. Good one. And do you have one more, or is that...
I do.
Yeah?
So I was reluctant to say this, but, you know, you can't discredit his earlier work, and that's going to be our boy James Cameron, The Terminator. This is our favorite movie of all time, both of us. Absolutely love The Terminator. And then Aliens. Come on.
I mean, the guy, at least, even if we don't like the Avatar movies, this guy has 3 of, the top 5 grossing movies.
Terminator 2.
Yeah. It's Titanic. This guy,
Titanic, yeah.
The Abyss, True Lies. He just doesn't put out bad movies. Even if we don't enjoy him, it's not like the movie's ever bad.
Right.
You know, I haven't seen his first movie, Piranha 2, but he disowns it, so we don't even count it. He doesn't count it.
I actually just picked that up recently, and I haven't watched it yet.
Gotta see it. I heard that you could see his love for the water in there right from the beginning, because James Cameron loves the ocean.
The ocean is a pretty mystical place.
Yeah, I mean, you like the ocean too?
I do. I watched the Ghost of the Abyss documentary.
So the next question is from Tell 'em Freddy, sent you, and he wrote, Matt, your thoughts on New Year's Evil?
So, I looked it up. I Googled it. Kino Lorber and Shout Factory both have a release for this. Although the Shout Factory one I cannot find. The Kino Lorber one is about $20 on Amazon. I was gonna buy it, and then I noticed on YouTube. So I watched it today on YouTube. Actually, I was over at my gaming area, and I was playing a video game. I had it on next to me on my computer monitor on YouTube, and it actually looked very, very good on YouTube, surprisingly.
Free with ads or just free?
No, it wasn't even. It was just like a random person uploaded the whole movie.
Oh.
Yeah, it was really weird. And so there was no commercials, no nothing. So this movie, not bad. Definitely a bit corny, a bit cheesy. That voice was pretty silly.
Going to commit murder at midnight.
But, you know, not a bad movie. I would probably watch it again. I'm still contemplating picking up the Kino Lorber Blu-ray of it. I might. But it wasn't bad. You know, it was just very okay. Okay to good.
Oh, yeah?
I'd put it in that area. You know, it was... I don't know what year it was. I think like 80-something. It's like an early 80s slasher, really. But not too much blood or any of that. You know, a lot of the stabbing and killing was kind of like off-screen. I guess they did that to save money with special effects and stuff. But not terrible. It's worth a watch.
Huh, all right. Cool. And we actually have a couple New Year's related questions, so that's funny. So thanks, Freddie, for that. I've never seen it, so I have nothing to really add to that. Kevin L. asked us, what movie scenes take place on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day? And this question actually kind of ties into a similar question from Shamrock Balls, who wrote, hi, John and Matt. What are your thoughts on Ghostbusters 2 as a New Year's Eve film? This is my go-to movie on New Year's Eve. Happy New Year's to you both, and I hope 2023 brings more success to the channel. We hope so too, Shamrock. P.S. I think Jaws the Revenge is a really good in-between Christmas and New Year's movie. Shamrock loves Jaws the Revenge. And you don't like them.
Jaws the Revenge. No, I do not. I just like 1, 2, and 3. But there's, again, we were just talking about that before. The Ghostbusters thing, it's actually really funny because I asked John, I was like, what does Ghostbusters have to do with New Year's? And then he sent me this video where they talk about New Year's like 12 times throughout the movie that both of us just kind of, I guess, wrote off, didn't realize, didn't catch. But I actually just watched Ghostbusters 2 because I just picked up this 4K recently. I think right after Halloween time. I think early November I watched Ghostbusters 1 and 2 because they're... Actually, I'm wearing a Ghostbusters shirt right now. But I love the Ghostbusters movie. But I never thought to watch that as a New Year's movie. But now I might. That might be like a New Year's time movie where I'll wait till mid-December to do my Ghostbusters. Because
Ghostbusters does feel like a more of a fall winter
cousin, right?
Yeah, I never got like any other season from that.
That's why I tied it into like November because it was cold out. I don't remember what time of year it really was in the first one, but it was cooler out.
They were always wearing jackets.
Yeah,
so it's definitely in the fall or at least into the winter. So
I guess we can move the Ghostbusters watch through because I watch them pretty much once a year. And I guess we can put those in, squeeze those in right after Christmas now.
Well, I watch every year, actually, on New Year's Eve. I watch Father of the Bride.
But the problem with Ghostbusters 1 and 2 being this time of year, and now Afterlife is the summer.
Yes.
So
Afterlife is 100% the summer, because they make a point of it.
Yeah, so now it's...
Now you're in trouble.
Yeah.
If you want to watch the whole series, you got to pick a time.
Yeah.
Lean worth the original, though, you know? It's 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah.
So, as far as what I do on New Year's Eve, I actually watch Father of the Bride Part 1 and 2 every New Year's. You know, most people like to go out, have a good time, drink a little bit. I like to sit down with Neil Page. And that's not Neil Page, that's Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I don't remember what his name was. But anyway, Steve Martin. I like to watch Steve Martin and Diane Keaton and what they do on, their daughter's getting married in the first one. And the second one, both Diane Keaton and his daughter have children at the same exact time. So I don't know. I think they're a little bit cheesy. They're one of those like Nancy Meyers kind of movies. Like The Wedding would be ridiculous, but you also get Kieran Culkin in there from Succession, which is pretty cool. And I don't know. Every year, I guess it's because they're having a party and it's cold out. It like snows in California in this movie, which is like a big deal in the movie.
I don't think that really happens ever. Or not often, at least.
I don't know. They say in the movie it had been like 30 years and it just happened to snow on her wedding day. So I don't know why. Maybe that's why I just associate it with New Year's. I just happened to one year be like, I haven't seen the Father of the Brides one year, and it happened to be New Year's Eve and we weren't doing nothing. And then it just kind of became a tradition.
It has nothing to do with?
Absolutely nothing to do with New Year's. I can't really think of many movies that have anything to do with New Year's, except for When Harry Met Sally has a New Year's scene in it. That I know for sure. 1979 and 1980 from Boogie Nights. That has a New Year's scene in it. That's when from William H. Macy, he goes in after, his wife's a porn star, so she's actually in the room fucking another guy, and she didn't tell him. And this has happened a couple times in the movie. And he finally just snaps. He goes in his car. He takes a gun out. He locks the car again, walks back inside, shoots him, shoots her, and then blows his brains out. Bam, the 70s are over, and we're going into the 80s. So that's the New Year's scene I think of a lot, too.
Yeah, I can't think of off the top of my head too many New Year's movies. I'm sure there's more that we're just not thinking.
No, off the top of my head, I didn't have too much. I could have looked up a list. I should have looked up a list.
Yep.
Yep.
That probably would have been smart.
You live, you learn, You live, you learn. So I hope we answered all your guys' questions. Jaws the Revenge, you still don't like it?
No.
No? You won't revisit that? Even though it has Michael Caine?
Who?
Michael Caine.
Who's that?
Alfred from
Michael
Caine, the actor.
Yeah.
From the original Italian Job, and he's Alfred in the Batman movies.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
So those are the Kevin L questions, Shamrock Balls, and then I think we only have one question left. Yes, we do. Top 3 international. Okay, this is from 4K with MD, and he asked, or she asked, top 3 international overseas 4Ks that you guys feel need a domestic release. Mine would be Princess Bride, Neverending Story, and Red Sonja. So right off the top of my head, I know that The King of New York has a 4K release from Arrow overseas, but not here in America, and that is the one that I really want on 4K here.
Yeah, this is a bit out of my wheelhouse. Isn't Dawn of the Dead?
Dawn of the Dead from that beautiful, yeah.
Second Sight, I think.
Was it Second Sight? Yeah, that only has
Second Sight. Yeah.
That only has an international release. That doesn't have a.
So these aren't foreign movies; they're just movies that only have international release.
That you would want on 4K here or get brought here. So yeah, my number 2 choice would have been Dawn of the Dead because even though somebody has offered to send me the 4K scans of it over here, but the whole big thing is I want that packaging too. It's beautiful packaging. I don't understand why we don't have that here. I don't know how the rights work with that. The original Night of the Living Dead, like those rights are in the public domain. Anyone could put out a physical release of that. Even a beautiful 4K release from Criterion came out this year that you should check out. So, I don't know, you don't have anything that you can add to this?
No, I don't think so.
No,
Dawn of the Dead was the only one that really popped into my mind, and I pretty much got everything else that I want.
You got burned on this, though, with Texas Chainsaw 2 before Vinegar Syndrome put out a beautiful 4K.
That was an Arrow Video Blu-ray, which was region locked, I didn't really understand the region locking at the time.
Ah, okay. So I get how you get burned on that.
Most 4Ks are region-free, in most cases.
In most cases. Which, that's why, he's asking, what 4Ks we want brought here. It's mainly because of the packaging. We could easily pay extra money, have them shipped here, and get the disc itself, but you lose everything but the film. You're not going to be able to get the extras if they're on a Blu-ray disc, which are usually locked to region B, just for example.
Yeah.
So, it would be very disappointing to just get pay that much money, because my third choice would have been the Arrow 4K release of The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yep.
I would have loved that on my shelf, but that's only got a UK release, and we have the Warner Brothers release here in the States, which is a good scan, but, I want that packaging from Arrow.
Right.
So that would be my... And this last question, again, we're going to wrap up with Impressive Tony. Again, great YouTube channel. Go over there and subscribe right now. Tell him that we sent you. He said... All right, fellas, we made it to the end of another year, so let's see how good your radars are. I just posted a video going over the movies I was most excited for in 2022 to see if they turned out to be any good. So what were your most anticipated movies for 2022, and did you nail your picks, or did they let you down? So my number 1 pick for 2022 that I couldn't wait to see was The Batman, and it absolutely didn't let me down. I thought it was phenomenal.
Yeah, I think I'm going to mirror that, actually, because I'm just trying to think of movies I was really looking forward to. The Batman, that was definitely a very, very big one. I just remember seeing the trailers to that with the Nirvana song in the background, and I wish I could see that for the first time again.
I know. I've watched it 3 times, and I almost put the 4K on the other day again, but I have so much back catalog, I can't do this.
I've been itching to watch that myself, too.
Yeah, I'm glad that movie didn't let us down, because I was super excited for that movie, and it turned out to be just awesome.
Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah? That, but you know what? I was wrong about that. Like, I was super excited for Top Gun Maverick. I didn't expect it to be that good. I actually expected it to be bad, if I'm being 100% honest with you. I really had, and I don't know why I doubted Paramount and I don't know why I would ever doubt Tom Cruise. He's never let us down.
Yeah, Tom Cruise is a god.
Yeah. So, yeah, if I would have had my 2022 predictions video up last year, I would have said that Top Gun Maverick is going to be a bomb and that movie's not going to be good. But all my favorite movies this year, except for the Batman, weren't really on my radar. A lot of great movies, like Everything Everywhere All at Once. I had no idea about that movie last year.
Trash.
Asshole. The movie's great.
Bad movie. But
like Wakanda Forever, I was excited about, but I would have said that I was nervous about it. Thor: Love and Thunder, I thought was going to be amazing. It just turned out. It
wasn't great.
Just turned out to be all right. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, I would have told you that movie was going to be good, and it turned out to be good. Those are the movies that they get announced way before the year. Like Uncharted, I think Matt was really excited for.
Yeah.
And that turned out to be pretty good, better than I expected.
Yeah, Uncharted was a fun ride.
Jackass Forever, that was a big one for us this year.
That was a fun ride.
And we had a great time with that. And the Blu-ray, pretty good, right?
Who?
The Blu-ray for Jackass Forever?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so, I would have had, those are movies that, I haven't seen yet as of this recording, but I'm seeing it tomorrow, which is Saturday. Babylon, that's been on my radar for a while, and I was really excited for that. That's a Damien Chazelle movie. He did La La Land.
Is that a new Brad Pitt movie?
Yes, and Margot Robbie.
You're seeing that tomorrow?
I'm seeing that tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah. Again, I'm trying to get all my movies in before I make my top 10 of the year, but Babylon was on that list. Tar was not on my list, but that would probably rank up there for me for this year. Same, The Banshees of Inisherin, Martin McDonagh. Couldn't wait for that movie. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of In Bruges, and I've liked all his movies. Not as much 3 Billboards Out of Ebbing, Missouri, but just Colin Farrell knocked it out of the park, and I couldn't wait for that, and he might be the front runner for Best Actor. So I think my radar was pretty good coming into the year. Some movies really let me down, but for the most part, the movies I was excited for, just the Batman being good, I could say, you know what? Solid 2022.
Oh, yeah.
So... But anyway, that is going to do it for us here on this episode of Let's Talk Physical Media. We hope you really enjoyed this because we had a lot of fun making it, and it's our final video. Actually, I guess technically this
Clerks
is our...
3.
Yeah, Clerks 3.
That was another great 2022 movie, I think, also.
Yeah, and we were really excited about that. I was nervous. I was the one I was nervous about, though.
Yeah.
You got to admit, you were pretty nervous.
Clerks 3 out.
Yeah. But, and The Fabelmans, that was a big one that we all heard about last year. And I was like, Spielberg, you know what? He never misses. Even if I didn't like, what was the movie? West Side Story, because I'm not a musical guy. He still made a great movie, and I was excited to see The Fabelmans. And that's a movie that might...
I would say Sonic 2 was on my radar also.
Yeah.
Because I saw the original late, and that, before the second one came out, I was like, oh, fuck. And then I got really excited for the second one. And it was arguably better. So,
all right, yeah, all right. So yeah, that's stuff for 2022 we couldn't wait to see, and we'll put out a list eventually of things in 2023 we can't wait to see or watch or play. We'll just do one big list about that. We'll hit that some point this week. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for us on this week's episode of Let's Talk Physical Media. If you want to ask any questions or comments for next week's video that we will answer then, leave those in the comment section below. And while you're down there, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tell all your friends.